Hello and welcome to Basic Word Types. In this video, we're going to talk about the different groups of words out there, such as nouns, verbs, prepositions, and conjunctions, as well as how to use them. Think about all the words out there in the world. They come in so many different shapes, sizes, sounds, and meanings, and there are so many of them. But the cool thing about words is that they're very easy to organize, and there are actually only a couple of groups that words can belong to. So let's start talking about these different word types, which are the building blocks of language. Perhaps the most easy to recognize word types are nouns. A noun is any word which is the name of a person, place, thing, or idea. Some good examples of nouns are the words apple, couch, and dog, which are all things. The word library, which is a place, aki, which is the name of a person, and fun, which is something you cannot touch, but it is an idea that you can talk about. Book, oxygen, music, choir, and water bottle are all nouns as well. Moving right along, another type of word is verbs. Technically, a verb is a word that describes an action, state, or occurrence. However, the way I like to think about verbs are as action words or stuff that we can do. Some verbs that we come in contact with every day would be run, jumped, or eating, which are all actions we can do. Became, such as the frog became a prince, which is something that occurs, and love, as in I love you, or believe, which are both verbs that describe states. So you might be thinking, we've got our nouns, we've got our verbs, what else might we need? Well, think about how helpful it would be to describe not just what something is doing, but also when or where it is doing it. Prepositions are words that describe the relationship between different objects, such as direction, location, and time. So in essence, these are words that are often used with nouns to show the when or the where of something. Let's look at a couple of example sentences. If I said she hid behind the door, the word behind is a preposition because it describes the relationship between she and the door and is a direction. If I said I arrived after the cake had been served, the word after is a preposition because it describes the relationship between my arrival and the serving of the cake. It also describes when I am arriving. In the cat sat on the couch, the word on is a preposition because it lets you know that the cat and the couch aren't just, floating around out there in space. The cat is on the couch, and that is the relationship between the two of them. Bonus points if you notice that cat and couch are both nouns and that sat is a verb. So we're almost done. Last on the list for your most basic building blocks are conjunctions. Conjunctions are words that join together other words, clauses, or phrases. So I don't know if you guys ever learned this, but I grew up with the mnemonic fanboys. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. These are some of the most common conjunctions that you will encounter. So if you're ever at a loss, just remember fanboys. Let's go over how these conjunctions work in sentences. If I said the cat and the dog went to the park, then the word and is a conjunction because it's linking the nouns cat and dog, as opposed to having to say the cat went to the park, the dog went to the park. In the example, she can go play if she finishes studying, the word if is a conjunction because it links she can go play and she finishes studying. Note that even though if is describing relationship between these two clauses, it is not a preposition because it doesn't talk about time, place, or locations. It just makes these two clauses dependent on one another. Conjunctions are basically words that join things together. And there you have it. Those are your most basic word types, and if you're feeling confident, then I challenge you to test your knowledge with our fun word types quiz on Always Ice Cream and Clever Dragons. There are also tons of fun games on those websites, so be sure to check them out, and I will see you next time.